It is a pleasure to the conflict rock Cameroon Legislative Board yesterday in Yaoundé. Militants said to be freed after 4 years in detention. Top stories.
Canal
Check us on our different platforms for consultation. Now we begin from here. The 3 of 5 militants. Now we begin from here. The 3 of 5 militants of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement Party this year. The militants or the court delivered its ruling at terms. The individuals had already served suspension in 2015. However, it remains MRC has been vocal critic of the Cameroonian government, and the prolonged detention of its militants has garnered significant attention both domestically and internationally. And as the court adjourns the case of the remaining 2 militants, questions about justice and accountability in Cameroon continue to loom. And it should be recalled that they were amongst scores of militants of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement who were arrested and detained since 2020 after being accused of rebellion and attempted insurrection. We'll be coming back to Italy on that. And power tussle, personality conflict rocked the Northwest Regional Assembly, with traditional rulers of the House of Chiefs boycotting the adoption of the budget of the bicameral legislation. Our man on the beat is Annie Collins from Bamenda.
For some months now, the president of the Northwest Regional Assembly and his vice, who doubles as the president of the House of Chiefs, have been at daggers drawn, stemming from differences over the organization of a cultural festival. The conflict was laid to bear during the recent budgetary session when the traditional rulers boycotted the adoption of the budget.
The dignitaries being decorated with traditional attributes by our subjects. What a slap to our face. As Vice President of the Executive Council and President of the House of Chiefs, I am not able to know who prepares the food we eat.
Addressing his colleagues in their separate conclave at the chief's chambers, the traditional ruler, who is also fond of Bambalang, expressed concern over the distribution of traditional titles.
As provided by the above-cited law in its section 352, the Executive Council is supposed to be the executive organ of our region.
During the same conclave, the Fon of Nkwen was bitter about the education domain.
The children are just crowded in the classroom, and then you see them giving workshops. We came here for a particular people. If I thought this region, the regional assembly, this thing was made for particular people, they were not here.
Contacted to react to the allegations, the president of the Northwest Regional Assembly declined making any formal statement. Many inhabitants of the Northwest have regretted the power tussle by officials of an institution of the special status on whom they have been banking for many solutions to their problems.
Thanks very much, Annie Collins. Cameroon state budget for the year 2025 stands at 7,317.7, continuation of the implementation of the major investment projects, the security and the monetary throughout the national territory, and the implementation of the reconstruction and development plan for the Northwest and Southwest regions of the country. Ines Daniel Ondwambala report from the Southwest region.
The main challenges that Cameroon intends to address during the 2025 budgetary year include, among others, the continuation of the implementation of major investment projects, the improvement of the energy supply to industries, the implementation of integrated agro-pastoral and fishery import substitution plan, the continuation of implementation of universal health coverage, the strengthening of social cohesion and decentralization process, plus the continuation of security monitoring throughout the national territory, the implementation of the presidential plan for the reconstruction and development of regions with crises such as the Northwest, Southwest, and Far North regions.
And also to gradually obtain the usual efforts of the state and investment
expenditures as to make sure that we attain the objective of the national strategy.
If we want to reach our target, that is an average of 8% per year, we need to have a smooth and a good implementation of the budget. This is why we came here, to explain to everybody what they should do. We came here, I am the Minister of Finance as usual, but the Minister of Economy was represented, the Minister of Public Works,
The state budget for the year 2025 stands at 7,317.6, divided into 7,250.8 billion francs CFA for the general budget and 66.9 billion francs CFA for 11 special allocation accounts. While officially launching the state budget in Boya Southwest region, Minister of Finance Lipon Mutazi explained to local stakeholders the outlines of the 2025 finance law. Opening ceremony of the state budget operations involved the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, the Ministry of Public Contracts, plus the Ministry of Decentralization and Local Development.
Billion CFA francs, that is 11%, and authorities are saying that this will lead to the construction of major projects in the littoral region. Details with Ambo Gladys Diban.
The pivotal step towards economic growth and fiscal optimization, with a budget set at 3,218 billion francs CFA, an increase of 314 billion compared to 2024. Stakeholders are looking to consolidate the state budget while addressing critical development priorities.
We need to control running expenses in order to increase investment expenses. This is the first objective. Then, to do that, we indicate you how we manage wages for people in terms of implementing the integrated software. If we are able to, in terms of budget allocation.
At the core of this initiative are the new fiscal measures outlined in the 2025 finance law. The Ministry of Finance has underscored the importance of optimizing credit utilization and adhering strictly to the budgetary calendar to ensure efficient execution of projects.
If we are not able to follow guidelines for good consumption to achieve the goal in terms of implementing and building road and all other investments which are planned, this is not be a good thing for all of us.
To meet these ambitious goals, the administration has adopted innovative strategies to expand the tax base. Key measures include promoting tax compliance, intensifying efforts to combat fraud and tax evasion, and implementing systems to secure revenue collection.
And with a satisfactory score of about 75% in 2024, the Circle of Friends of Cameroon, CERAC, is more committed and determined, despite the challenges, to do more in the year 2025. After they have taken this engagement as they will be celebrating their 30th anniversary. Beatrice Ngamo reports from Yaoundé.
It is against the backdrop of the 2024 project completion rate of 75.4% that the Circle of Friends of Cameroon, CERAC, is planting orientation actions for this 2025. This was during the 31st General Assembly chaired by First Lady Chantal Biya at the headquarters of the structure this January 16 in Yaoundé.
The General Assembly is an important moment in the life of any association, which provides an opportunity to take stock of the year that has ended and to give orientations for future actions. These essential tasks, you will agree, can only be carried out with a clear awareness of our common goals and challenges. Our association has fulfilled, likewise the previous years, its mission of humanitarian assistance to vulnerable people in a bid to improve their living conditions, their health, and the access of all to quality education. This has immensely contributed, alongside the government, the civil society and local communities, to reduce poverty and suffering in our country.
42 projects and activities have been selected for the year 2025, including a special activity related to the celebration of the 30 years of CERAC.
CERAC's achievements have earned it an ever-increasing audience and prestige in our country. This audience and prestige, of which we are legitimately proud, is manifested with brilliance at each of our ceremonies. But they also create obligations for us, not only to represent CERAC with dignity everywhere, but also to continue to work hard for the well-being of vulnerable people of Cameroon.
Cherished moment between the First Lady Chantal Biya with these orphans. Through songs, dance, these little ones manifest gratitude to their mother.
We say welcome, welcome, welcome to you.
And then gift time. In 2024, CERAC continued numerous donations to the sick, orphans, youths, and women through the rehabilitation and equipping of schools, hospitals, offering farm tools and others to improve the living conditions of the population all over the national territory. In line with the objective to provide humanitarian assistance to the needy, contribute to poverty alleviation and women's empowerment, improve access to quality education and health care to all, foster conviviality and mutual assistance among its members, to name these. In line with the objective to provide humanitarian assistance to the needy, contribute to poverty alleviation and women's empowerment, improve access to quality education and health care to all, foster conviviality and mutual assistance among its members, to name these. A highly animated day, rich in sounds, colors, and pictures between the First Lady and CERAC members.
And the National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism has been hit by the death of one of its members, David Abuema Choi. The sudden death of the former minister and Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic has left many in shock. Hyacinth reports from Yaoundé.
It is a gloomy atmosphere at the National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism this Thursday, January 16. All shock with the sudden death of its member, Achoyi Abuem David. At the secretariat of his office, tears flew uncontrollably, difficult to swallow the bitter pill of his demise.
It's a shock to everybody. We're not expecting it, especially that he was here just after the New Year wish, just to greet. And I was not expecting to hear this type of news. I mean, I'm even unable to open his office. It's really something very, I can't imagine it. It's really sad.
The departure of the former Secretary General at the Presidency is described by the Vice President of the Commission as a great loss for the country.
We have lost a great man, somebody extraordinary, Mr. Abuem, who were indeed a very great man.
The former Minister of Higher Education is also remembered for his jovial and friendly nature with collaborators.
A friend of everybody here in this commission. He is always smiling. He is always trying to say how to help everybody to progress in this commission.
He's one of the best we had here. And he will not make you feel as if you're working under him. He makes you feel as if, no, you're capable too. He makes you feel a person. He makes you feel alive, happy to come to work with him.
Quitting the stage at the age of 81, David Abuem Achwe, it should be recalled, as a senior civil administrator, held key administrative positions, including serving as governor in the Northwest and Southwest regions. He was among those present at the Unity Palace on January 10 to shake hands with the head of state during the ceremony of the traditional New Year wishes.
Thanks very much, Hyacin Chair, for that. May so rest in peace. And that draws the curtain for this edition of the 6:15 with me, Kejang Henry Atimbe. Wishing you a good day.